What's up, everybody? Josh or Miho here. I hope everybody's doing good and well and stuff. I got an album review to do for you, and I'm going to show it to you right now. This is the new album from the band Necrotic Disgorgement, entitled Documentaries of Dementia. This is released on Comatose Music. Now, if you're not too familiar with this band, they are based out of Columbus, Ohio, and the best way to describe the sound of this band would be a very gritty, snuff film quality style of brutal death metal. This band has a very, very rich history to it, whether you know it or not. This band was formerly known as Regurgitation. They were a really badass, brutal death metal band hailing out of Ohio. Of course, I remember them for their Clitoraldectomy demo that came out. It was recently reissued by Comatose a couple of years ago. It was like came out around 2002, but then it got remastered and re-released to give people a better introduction as to who Regurgitation were and what kind of history they laid down for the Ohio brutal death metal scene. And of course, we have bands like Embalmer, Forged in Gore, and going back to Regurgitation. I want to say back around 2004 is when they decided to basically put the Regurgitation name to rest and start out brand new with a new brand name entitled Necrotic Disgorgement. And in 2004, they released an album called Suffocated in Shrink Wrap. Yeah, I thought that album was pretty sick, hence why I referred to it as snuff film quality brutal death metal. It had a very ugly, nasty sound to it. It was still enjoyable, but you could definitely tell what this band's early sounds were like. Yeah, almost 8 years later, we get a brand new album, a brand new lineup of sorts, and we have Documentaries of Dementia. This is their second full-length album. It's 10 tracks, and it clocks in at around 40 minutes in length. And honestly, as soon as you listen to this album, you realize you're listening to a brand new band. It's the same band name, same ideas, same kind of structures, but it is something completely new, something completely different. And I honestly think and hope that this would be the kind of direction that Necrotic Disgorgement continue to take, because this new sound is just something phenomenal, and it's interesting, and I'm digging it a lot. The main story to be told about this record is the guitar work. The guitar work is incredibly sizzling and very technical. You didn't really hear much of that on the first album. It was just straight up deeply toned brutality, but here you get more cleaner, nicer sounding guitars, just the way the riffs are delivered, especially on the first couple of tracks, Pincushion Pussy and Conceived for Incest. Just the way the guitar riffs on those songs alone are just sensational. Very well played, very awesome riff work going on. Even the solo work that appears on this record is very well crafted. I love the way this guitar sound is. It's something completely different, but I love that for what this kind of album is setting out to do. Even the bass work is top notch. I'm enjoying the way the bass sounds on this record. Very good, nice tone to it. Very audible, very powerful, very much in the mix alongside the guitar. It definitely has its technical kind of moments, but yet the bass is very good. I enjoy this bass work a lot, and definitely very audible. Drum-wise, the drums are very much merciless all the way throughout. It's fast-paced, very Latin and double bass and blast beats. Really, really good patterns to be heard all throughout this record. Really not a dull moment. It definitely is a lot of stamina-inducing drum work going on. I enjoy it a lot. And vocal-wise, vocals are top-notch. I really dig this guy's vocal style. Very understandable, very guttural, and very twisted sounding. I really enjoy this guy's vocal style and patterns. And another thing to point out about this album is the lyrics. Of course, the lyrics are very over-the-top and crazy, your usual kind of brutal death metal type of lyrics, but there's a lot of detail and craft being put into the lyrics. Like, take some of these longer songs like Ice Pick Ear Sodomy. Just some great, crazy lyric work going on in that track, to even the closing track, He Wears the Flesh. Just some great lyrical content going on with those tracks. Very disturbing and very over the top. But yet that's what Necrotic Disgorgement are going for. They go for that over the top, insane sort of style when it comes to the lyrics. Really awesome stuff. So if you were a fan of this band's earlier works, I really hope you have a chance to hear this band's newer style. It's still as brutal as any Necrotic Disgorgement release would get, but it sounds a lot more modernized and a lot more technical without being too flashy or fancy. It's still as ugly and as disgusting as any kind of brutal death metal release can get, but this one is a keeper, and definitely this is a top brutal death metal release for sure. If I had to pick any favorite tracks, I would definitely have to say Pincushion Pussy, Postmortem Fluid Evacuation. Yeah, long word to say, sorry. Crackcore Compost, Ice Pick Ear Sodomy, and Grotesque Skeletal Reconstruction. Great tracks. I'm going to leave you a link in the description box to the Comatose web store where you can buy this album, pick it up physically. I know it says it's going to be out in maybe a few weeks, but I understand pre-orders are going out now. Special thanks to Steve from Comatose for making this review possible. So yeah, again, the album is Necrotic Disgorgement by... what am I saying? The album is Documentaries of Dementia by Necrotic Disgorgement. This is released on Comatose Music. Support this band. I'm going to give this a really strong 8 out of 10. Awesome release. Support Necrotic Disgorgement. I'm going to conclude this review. Thanks all for watching. Thanks for checking out my channel. And until the next time, Armijo out.